everyone, how you doing? Welcome to Top Guest Studio with Joe, except tables have turned this week again and I am interviewing Joe. I'm Natalie and I mentor Joe, and together we actually help produce the show together, and we went to Melbourne for the first time last week. It was a huge trip for both Joe and I, and it was actually Joe's first trip away from his family for the day. So we thought that we would catch up as we promised every 10 weeks to share a little bit more about Joe's progress and exactly what he's been up to. So you ready for your interview, Joe?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, excellent. So as I said, last week we went to Melbourne and Joe's first full trip away. You hadn't been to Melbourne before, Joe?
No.
What did you think of Melbourne?
I thought it was cold and windy.
Oh, that's true. What else was good about Melbourne?
That we got to interview two top guests.
Yes, and who were they?
They were Tom Gleisner from the show Have You Been Paying Attention? And we also had Tommy Little from The Project and also the Tommy and Carrie show.
Yeah, that's a lot of Toms in one day, isn't it?
Yes.
Amazing. So really great trip for Joe to have gone interstate and then also been able to interview some really great people. And when we flew, we left in the morning from the Gold Coast. What was your experience like, Joe, going through the airport and sort of that whole process when we went through security together? And tell me about that, particularly. I know you were a little bit anxious to start with.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that?
Yeah, I'm usually nervous around security because I usually have my parents around and they usually, have to get all the search done. So Natty helped me with all that. So I felt pretty fine around Natty when we had to put our bags on the scale and that.
Yeah, you had a very heavy backpack. So you found that process okay? It wasn't too overwhelming?
Not too overwhelming.
That's really good. When you're in those situations where it's an environment with lots of people and sometimes it can make you feel a little bit anxious, what do you find helps you in that situation?
I just have to calm myself down when I'm in those type of, if I'm going through a security gate, I have to try and calm myself down a little and try and get through it.
Yeah, well, good on you. I was really proud of how you made yourself really, as you say, you kind of calmed yourself down, and then once we were through, you kind of perked up again.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really impressive. They did find something in your bag though, do you remember?
Yes, it was my stand for my phone.
Yeah, but it was fine. It was like a little spring or something, but I thought, oh my gosh, Joe, what have you bought? Okay, so in terms of the trip, so we went to Melbourne. What was the purpose of the trip? Tell everyone, why did we go to Melbourne?
So guys, as you know, we did our Flying to July Let's Go for Joe Stepping Challenge. That was to raise money for our much needed organisation, which was the Learning for Life Centre in Melbourne, and that's where we went to interview our top guest, number one, Tom Gleisner from Have You Been Paying Attention, and that. So the money we raised was $150.
More than that.
More than that. And so we gave them much needed funds to fund their organisation and the centre for the children, such as myself, who have autism, and that's to help them get more funds for much needed help, like sending their volunteers into people's houses to help their children with autism and help them with the schooling process or just learning maths or social skills, which is much needed.
I thought that was amazing. So they're based in Kew in Melbourne, and it wasn't what I expected. It was like a big house, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's broken down into little rooms within the home, and it helps families and for the kids that do come feel like they're at home and not in a centre necessarily. But we had a tour, and it was amazing to see even some of the artwork some of the kids were producing, but all the work that's done with the Learning for Life Centre team was really impressive. And we got to sit down with Tom's wife, actually, Mary, who is one of the co-founders of the charity, and she explained all of that to us. It was really cool. Was there anything new that you learned?
I learned that they have a couple of like debutante balls and they have a golf day, and I also learned that they also get to see some other celebrities.
Yeah.
And so we had they're in contact with such celebrities as Russell Coight. They're also Tiffany and her husband. Tiffany is from The Biggest Loser.
Oh, Ed.
So Ed
Cavalier, yeah.
So we learnt that they have a massive golf day also coming up this year.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think it's actually next month, so one of their big fundraisers. So it was, really good to just get to meet them in person. And then Joe interviewed Tom, so you can have a look a couple of episodes ago at Joe's interview with Tom. And what was it like interviewing Tom?
Interviewing Tom was fun.
Yeah?
I gotta say fun, and he also gave me a couple of episodes of one of his TV shows that he was on. So yeah, I was pretty stoked that he gave me a signed copy.
That was great. And what did you learn newer about Tom in your interview?
I learned that he's the co-founder of the Learning for Life Foundation.
Yeah.
An autism center. I also learned that he likes golf.
Oh yeah, they both love
They
golf.
both like golf.
Yes.
And they both love what they both do.
Yeah, it was...
Which is helping kids with autism, such like myself.
Absolutely, Joe. Yeah, it was very, very cool to be involved. And then we finished up at Learning for Life Centre, and we headed across the other side of Melbourne, and we went to the
For a bit of lunch.
Yeah, we had a bit of... What did you have for lunch?
I had chips.
You had the biggest bowl of chips and ketchup I'd ever seen. So yes.
And Maddie also helped me eat them
yes,
as well.
He did. I was pretty impressed with both of your performances there. And then we headed over to the Channel 10 studios, and we got to interview Tommy Little.
Yes.
Which was really great. We actually interviewed Tommy in the studio, or the cupboard as it's known, where Tommy and Carrie do their radio show every day. And you got to sit in the chair with Tommy. And it was quite a funny interview, wasn't it?
Yes, yes.
What was your favourite moment, and what was Tommy like to meet? I mean, I know Tommy.
So Tommy in person, it was a pleasure to meet Tommy Little, because I've never met Tommy Little before. But I've heard the Tommy and Carrie show, because whenever I'm in the car going to sport on a Tuesday, I always listen to them before I go to sport. Or when I'm in the truck with Dad coming home on a Thursday, I always listen to Tommy and Carrie, because they are influential people and they are radio hosts. And this is what I'm doing now. I'm doing a show, so it's what they do as well. They host a show, and I'm not hosting a show.
Yes, you are. You most certainly are. I was really impressed with how you interviewed Tommy, and I thought it was actually a very funny interview. I met Tommy, as you heard from the interview, in Antarctica.
Yes.
And he shared a couple of embarrassing stories. And one of mine for Tommy, just to get him back actually, was we got stuck in Antarctica for like 3 or 4 extra days, I think. We had a blizzard, and we played a lot of card games. And that's where Tommy time came in, because when he was on a roll, he would say, "It's Tommy time."
Yeah.
And
that was probably my favourite bit, saying when we said welcome back to the show, that was my favourite part, probably saying it's Tommy time.
Yeah, I'm sure it definitely made him giggle. And one night, I think it might have been about 2 a.m, we're all still playing cards, and there was this huge blizzard, and we were not allowed to leave the communal tent without an escort. And it was myself and my friend Jill, and Tommy said, "Don't worry, girls, I'll escort you home to your tents. Like, I've got this, I'll look after you." So we left the common tent to go back, and Tommy was supposed to walk us to our tent. And we started to walk, we're arm in arm, and he said, "Hey, Natty, where's your tent?" I said, "Oh, we're the last row out the back." And he said, "Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to get that far." And I think what happened is we almost ended up escorting Tommy back to his tent and getting help from someone else. So he wasn't that helpful, actually. He's not as strongly and manly as he comes across. But I'm joking. He's a really great guy and extremely, extremely funny. So it was really good to catch up with him again and introduce him to you. Now, I heard you also met someone very cool last month that I actually didn't have the pleasure of meeting. Would you like to share who that was and why you didn't invite me, Joe?
I had a chance to meet the Wolverine. I had the chance and the pleasure of meeting Hugh Jackman. So my dad arranged a meet and greet and also the show. And he is the nicest guy you guys will ever meet. Hugh is the nicest guy. So guys, if you ever get the chance to meet Hugh Jackman, say hello to him and tell him Joey says hello.
I just think that's incredible. Had he seen our show?
He said yes, he's seen the show and he likes what we do on the show. So he said keep it up and he said he'll be watching the next episode.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm very, very excited for you. So what's next for you, Joe? What's the next couple of months look like? What do you want to achieve?
In November, I'll be doing the kids race at Kingscliff. I'll be commentating the kids race down there.
Oh, amazing.
And then I'll be getting to watch the men's and women's race. So I'll be getting a few commentary tips from one of the ladies who I'll be meeting down there, who's one of the other commentators. So
Okay.
I'll be standing next to her, listening to her commentary and to learn how to do commentary like her and get a few more tips on how to make this show better and maybe even get a few more sports commentary things in the works.
That's really great. So this is the annual Kingscliff Triathlon. They actually do one in, I think, November, December time, and then earlier in the year around March too. So that's really exciting that you actually get to be part of that and announce the kids across the line.
Yes.
Now, it'll be a question of whether I'm there or not. What's happening in November for me, Joe?
You're having a baby.
That's true. So I'm due to have a baby in about 8 weeks. So I'm going to see if I can be there for you to listen in, Joe. Otherwise, I'm hoping that you can take some footage for me.
Yep.
And I guess in terms of what you'd like to achieve, so you've done over 20 episodes now. Did you know that?
Yes.
So what's next for Joe in Top Guest Studio?
You guys will have to wait and see what's next.
Surprises.
Surprises.
I like it. And now it wouldn't be fair if we finished off the show without the rapid fire round. Joey,
Yes.
Are you ready?
I'm ready, Natty.
It's a quick 30-second fast answer questions and I get to interview you. All right, Joey. What was your favourite thing about visiting Melbourne?
My favourite thing about going to Melbourne was probably meeting our 2 top guests, I gotta say.
Yeah, amazing. And do you clean your room?
Sometimes.
Actually, your mum would like to see if you can continue doing that.
Oh,
and
God.
the dishes. Okay, great. And your favourite sport to watch?
Favourite sport to watch would have to probably be NRL.
Yes. So, who's your pick for the NRL final, Joe?
Oh, probably I've got to go. If I have to pick, I've got to say the Canberra Raiders.
Okay. And favourite thing to do on the weekend?
Favourite thing to do on the weekend would probably be chillax.
Chillax. Okay, got you. So, chilling, relaxing.
Yes.
Okay. And what's your favourite meal for dinner?
Favourite meal for dinner? If I can have the choice, if Mum's not here, I'll probably have to go to McDonald's, probably 24-pack nuggets.
24-pack? Sweet and sour sauce?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, okay, amazing. And if you had to choose from Melbourne, who was your favourite Tom?
I've got to say, I'm sorry, Tom, but I've got to say Tommy Little.
Oh, okay. And favourite brand of shoes?
Favourite brand of shoes? I've got to say, well, my mum used to work at the Nike store at Robina Town Centre when I was little, so I've got to say Nike.
Are these the famous shoes that Tommy really wanted to buy?
Yes, these are the famous shoes that Tommy Little wanted to buy.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks so much everyone for tuning in and we will see you next time. But just wanted to do a little bit of a recap with Joe. I'm super proud of you, Joe.
Thank you.
You're really improving every week. I am astounded. So Congratulations on 20 episodes of Top Guest Studio with Joe. And we'll see you soon, everyone.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Okay. Take care, everyone. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.